has just been nagging at us. How much weight did we actually add to this camper? Because you kind of felt like it pulled hard, right?
Yeah, it felt like we're pulling a really huge camper. And then I looked at the gross vehicle weight rating on the camper, and I was like, well, that can't be right. It's not that heavy.
And we really didn't think we added much weight with the renovations. We're gonna go weigh it. So the excursion is still down in Florida, so Tom will actually fly down to get that sometime. We're not quite.
Sometime in 2020.
Sometime. So we're gonna go right now. We're gonna take it to a truck stop and see what this weighs. What does it say from the manufacturer?
The manufacturer says that this camper weighs 5,300 pounds dry, and you could put what is it, 1,600 pounds into it. I don't know, I'm gonna botch the math, but I know that
we'll put the real numbers on the screen.
The gross GVW, like the everything full, what it should be able to handle is like 7,800 pounds.
Yeah, but it kind of, that, as we've looked at campers more, the dry weight seemed a little light to us.
Yeah, it's a 33-foot camper with a humongous slide.
Yeah.
For it to only weigh 5,400 pounds, 5,300 pounds,
yeah,
empty seems very light.
So what we want to do is, we still have it loaded from our trip. So what we want to do is go weigh it loaded and then unload it and see, so we can compare and see like how much weight do we actually add to these campers when we load them down, and then what does it weigh empty.
And we want to be able to show you guys and prove to ourselves how minimalist we actually are.
But we also want to see, because this is the second camper that we've remodeled, we want to know, like, when we're making these changes, how much weight are we adding? Because that really is a consideration. so we're gonna go test that out.
I'm really curious. I think we added a lot more weight than we know.
Probably.
And I'm guessing two things. I'm guessing that we have a lot more weight of stuff in it than we predict. And I'm guessing that we added a lot more weight to the camper itself when we remodeled it.
I think we added a lot when we remodeled it. I don't think our stuff actually weighs that much. So that's what I'm thinking. The loaded versus unloaded weight isn't gonna be as significant as Tom. Tom thinks we're hoarders, and we're not. Like, we're really not when it comes to camping.
I think that when you take 6 people and everybody adds a little bit of stuff that they didn't really need, I think that adds up to be a lot of weight really fast. I'm guessing. Math is on my favor here.
All right, so we're gonna see who's right. And we will also talk about if we're gonna keep it, if it passed the test while we were gone, or if it's gonna get a for sale sign stuck on it this spring.
You can make your own decision on what we're gonna do.
I don't know, you might be surprised, so we'll let you know. All right, so it's a little bit of a pain because we have to weigh it twice. Once with the truck and camper, and then Tom actually has to unhook the camper and weigh it again.
Well, we're actually gonna weigh it 3 times.
Well, right, after we unload it, but right now, this trip will be twice.
All right, hold on, I gotta hop up there.
So you have to push a button? Is that the
I gotta go talk to him through this little thing up here.
The good part is you've gotten really fast at hooking and unhooking.
Yep. And I haven't forgotten to rehook something yet.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go head back on the scale and see what the truck weighs by itself.
Well, with us, but yeah.
With us.
All right.
Good news or bad news?
interesting news. All right, so the combined truck and camper and all of our junk is 15,260 pounds.
Okay.
When we re-weigh just the truck weighs 7,880.
Okay.
So that means our gross weight totally loaded is only that.
Oh, well that's not horrible.
We're still 500 pounds under.
Okay.
So then we unload all our stuff and then we'll re-weigh it again and see what just the camper weighs.
Yeah.
That's like surprising to me that this camper is that light.
Yeah, for how hard it pulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it's a big box. It's like a big old sail. I get that. But that's interesting to me.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll go get this thing unloaded and then see what the weight is without all the stuff in it.
Yeah.
So now the not so fun part, unloading it all. We still don't have the latch for the window to fix that.
Yeah, that was, it rained a bunch one day and so we put that on. But yeah, we got to get the latch ordered for that window.
And while Tom's doing the outside stuff, I'm gonna work on the inside. I can show you how the stuff kind of shifted around when we traveled. But I don't know, what can you do? So I'll probably just start at the back, which is a mess, and then work my way forward.
What have we? Oh, what have we here? Oh, that's
What's
kind
in
of
there?
a fun surprise.
What is it?
Let's just say that we may have brought some more work back for Rusty Judgment. And yes, any of you who have watched my channel know that there are lots of projects already. But we may have brought back some more.
And what does it go by?
Bronco?
Oh man.
And
I had nothing to do with
and
this.
it came with lots of totes.
So Tom has a bunch of, well, is this the engine right
That's the block.
here?
Yep.
So he had a ton of engine parts. So this might skew our numbers just a little bit, but we'd also taken some stuff out of the camper already, so we're saying that maybe it's a trade-off. So I don't know. How did you get that in there? Did you just lift it?
Very carefully.
Ah.
This is a freshly machined and oiled raw block.
So the person that owned the Bronco was building it, but then just quit mid-project? Is that
It was
kind
a
of?
father-son project that probably turned out at like most father-son projects. They petered off.
So how much does this weigh?
It's pretty light.
Yeah. But wait, there's more. Oh, Tom, I like leaked oil in here too. I'm gonna go keep working on the things normal people have in campers. I was just bringing up the kids' bins. That'll be easy to bring those in. And then I'm getting pretty close to done in the back. I always think like, oh, we don't have that much stuff. And then when you see it all together, you're like, oh my goodness, seriously, how did all this fit in here? So, I don't know. For sure, the heavy things were like the Instant Pot and the air fryer. The rest of it is a lot of like clothes and groceries. So, I don't know. I'm really curious to see how much the stuff that was in here actually weighed. I just told Tom, we still have too many clothes and too much stuff, right?
And I said, I 100% agree. The other
So we're gonna
thing
do some
is-
more simplifying, I think. It's good that we have to go through this process because it's easy like to just keep adding stuff.
yeah.
So it's good to actually completely empty it all out.
And I
This
noticed
is
a
good.
lot of things that we're taking out are like, well, you bring it because you're traveling and you're like, well, what if?
Right.
Like, there's a lot of, we may need this type
Yeah.
of thing that we
I think we're realizing we wouldn't need in the future. So it's good. We're learning as we go. All right, so we got the camper all unloaded and we are back at the scale for one last time. Figure out what the dry weight is
Yep.
of this camper.
Yep. So we forgot to mention yesterday, so all of our tanks underneath are empty. There's no fresh water, gray, black, all that's empty. So we were trying to figure out how much weight we added by our remodel.
So we will see.
We'll see.
We're just waiting. There's someone else on the scale right now. And Tom learned how to use scales when you were truck driving?
Trucking for your parents. Yeah, I had to pull semis across the scale a few times. That, or every now and then you're pulling a really heavy load and you're like, I'm just gonna make sure I'm not over 80,000 pounds.
Is that what the limit is for the road, 80,000?
Yeah, without special permits or spread axles and stuff, it's 80.
So at least we're nowhere near that.
Not even close.
All right, we're back home with all 3 slips.
All right, so first let's find out how much all of our junk weighs.
So this is the loaded weight of the camper?
I'm taking the very first slip minus the last slip to find out what all of our possessions we put inside the camper weigh.
Okay.
1,060 pounds.
I don't even know. Is that a lot, or is that what people bring?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Should I Google?
All right.
Now, to find out what the camper weighs, we're going to take the last weight we did minus the truck weight we did yesterday.
Yep. Okay, so what's the factory dry weight of the camper?
All right, so the base weight on the camper from the specs online are 5,325 pounds.
Okay.
It currently sits, after remodeling, at 6,320 pounds. We added 1,000 pounds in renovation.
So 5,300 to 6,300, that's a lot.
So we added 1,000 pounds.
That's a bummer.
And then we had another 1,000 pounds of stuff.
So what was our total? What was our loaded weight for the camper?
So 7,380 is what
we were pulling down the road.
We were pulling down the road. But the camper now, after renovations, is 1,000 pounds over manufacturer spec.
Okay, that's kind of a bummer.
Whoops.
So we want to recap the remodeling we did. We got some weights of the stuff we added, and then we'll also talk about if we're going to sell it or keep it. You all probably know where this is going. Anyway,
I think you guys could pretty much guess where this is going.
All right, so probably the biggest change we made to the camper was reconfiguring the bedroom in the front of the camper. So we pulled out the bed, we pulled out the cabinets, most of the cabinets over the bed, and put in a new mattress. You know, it's one of those that come in a box. That mattress weighs 81 pounds. So that's a fair amount of weight. I'm guessing the old one weighed like 20 pounds, if that, 15,
like 12.
10. It was so thin. And then we added the 4 IKEA drawers. Those weighed 35 pounds per set.
So that's 140 pounds for that. But I also had to build a frame underneath it so that it was like the kick panel under like your kitchen counters. And then I had to build a frame under the rest of where the bed was at and then sheeted it with plywood. I used only 1/2-inch plywood to keep it lighter.
Yeah, but that probably
that was still like
all that lumber.
1.5 sheets of plywood probably.
Yeah. So that definitely added weight. I did look up, so we put in a different couch, but we took out the RV sofa that had the fold-out bed in it. So I looked up a comparable RV couch and it was 148 pounds.
Okay.
With the pull-out bed. And what the closest couch I could find to what we put in there for a full-size couch, but a fairly light couch, was 47 pounds.
This couch is more than that. I carried it.
It's still a fairly light couch. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll agree
It is
to
a
disagree.
fairly light couch. We forgot though, the flooring was really heavy.
Right, so we did put in a high quality laminate flooring.
Vinyl plank flooring, yeah.
And those boxes, like, tell me like, oh, can you slide that box over here? And I'm like, hardly, you wouldn't think it was heavy.
It was really heavy.
So that might have been our biggest mistake, is putting in the laminate.
It's beautiful.
Or the
I don't
vinyl
regret
plank.
that floor. That floor is gorgeous.
I know, and it's very durable and waterproof, but I think there is a reason that most campers are built with linoleum.
Linoleum, yeah.
Keep in mind though, a lot of these changes we've seen is what we see other people do when they're remodeling campers, so that's where we get some of these ideas too, but I don't know that we would do that again.
No, and then we did upgrade all the kids' mattresses to foam, just like thick foam pads. We bought, what do we buy? A queen mattress and cut it in half.
Yeah.
So we bought 2 queens, cut them in half.
They're 4-inch foam mattresses. The table, the large table that we put in weighed 41 pounds and the smaller table weighed 20 pounds. So we pulled out the full dinette, but that was like aluminum framed and fairly, so
That was super light. I carried that out all together.
so you think the tables are heavier than the dinette?
Probably.
Okay. So that's at least some of it. So total, we added about 1,000 pounds. I mean, we don't know for sure what the camper weighed when we got it. We're just going off of the manufacturer's specs.
It's probably pretty close
It's
to what
probably
it
pretty
was
close.
supposed to.
Yeah. So if we, knowing this now, we would probably do things a little bit differently. Maybe find lighter drawers. We like the drawers, how they function, but maybe find some lighter ones to put in.
Or how about this? Maybe next time we just buy a camper that doesn't need to be remodeled.
Or there's that. And yes, we will disclose how much it weighs. We'll tell when we list it. We'll say how much it weighs now because that's important for people with vehicles and stuff. And you know, in our area, it's not uncommon for people to buy campers and just go park it at a lake instead, or just take it nearby to lakes throughout the summer. So,
or for them to drive slow. Like, I don't drive slow with a camper. Like, there are most people around here with campers who drive very slow, and it just takes them an extra hour or two. I still want to get there.
yeah. So I don't think we've ruined the camper by adding 1,000 pounds to it, but we do want people to know for towing, like, what they'll need to pull it.
Right.
So it was good because we got to test this out for 3 weeks, and it functioned well. And when we were parked, we really liked it. But as far as towing it a long way, Minnesota to Florida, what did you think of that?
It's really big. Like, I know that it's a 29-foot camper, but from bumper to the tongue is 33 feet. And I know that's not super big for campers these days. Like,
yeah, we saw some
monster campers, but I would not want to drive them all over the country. Like, we want to go like crazy places.
So here's our thought that we probably will sell this camper.
We're gonna sell it.
We're gonna sell it.
It's already gone. We already sold it.
It is not. We have some things to finish up. So luckily the inside is mostly pretty done. What I wanted to do on our very first camper was update the graphics on the outside. And this camper, the graphics they're very sun-worn, cracked. They don't look good. And the model is like a koala, which is it's a nothing like brand or model.
Well, it's because they got bought out and no longer exist.
Yeah.
So.
Does Skyline exist? So it was made by Skyline.
I have no idea.
Okay. So I've been looking at graphics online and trying to research how we can get these old, really baked on graphics off of this camper. And so, what's that thing, the wheel called that goes on a drill? Do you remember? Stripe off. A 3M stripe off wheel is what I've read. Tom is like so skeptical right now.
No, I'm not skeptical. I just think there are like 75 other projects that are way more important to me than new graphics on a camper we're gonna sell.
I think it would, because we've made the inside so beautiful, I think it would do us a disservice to sell it right now with the outside how it looks. And I think if we put new graphics on, it would look
okay, so
a lot nicer.
It would do us a disservice or the future owners a disservice?
No, I feel like we could get a better sale price for it if it looked nicer on the outside. But that's my opinion, and I'm willing to do the work. To me, that sounds like fun too. It sounds very tedious, and I enjoy those types of things.
I think you're underestimating how much square footage that is to
no, it's a ton.
Okay.
Yeah, so we would have to test it out.
So the other thing is you can't get like partially into this project and just walk away.
I know.
Like, it has to be done completely.
That's not me. So that's where we're at. So I want to, like I said, I want to get the outside looking a little bit nicer, and then I think we list it for sale. And then our next ideal camper. So our first one was too small. This one was too big. So if we could find
just right
in the middle. We've been looking at some layouts, and so I don't know if it's out there, but we're just, I don't know. We'll look. We'll see. But I did tell Tom our next camper does not have to have projects, like no water damage.
My only requirement for a third camper is no remodeling it.
Yep.
We have a lot of things to do at home. I don't need to work on a camper too.
Yep. So I agreed to that. So that will be the goal for the next camper too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna try that stripe off wheel this weekend, and I actually asked Tom's dad if he would help me too. So,
he's got a Camaro to finish.
I know, but he's helpful, so we'll see. He's actually really good at tedious stuff though.
I know,
right?
He
Okay.
is.
Yeah, he would do a very like particular job. So I might.
Well, yeah, you know, as a kid, every other summer, they would have to take a little blowtorch and a little bitty scraper and heat up the paint on their siding of their house and scrape
wood
it off.
siding, yeah.
That's what they did. I think it was like every other or every third summer.
Growing up.
My grandpa would make my uncles and my dad heat the paint up,
Yep.
scrape it off, the entire house.
And what happened the first year after the house sold?
The new owners ripped all the siding off and put vinyl siding on it. My grandpa was very unhappy. Because it looked brand new. Because
Yep.
they didn't just keep painting over. Like,
Right? So I might need to recruit Tom's dad to help me.
I think he's experienced in taking stuff.
in
Yeah.
tedious stuff. He'll be like, oh, only a camper? That's
Yep.
yeah, no big deal.
I'm actually amazed that none of my uncles or my dad, I'm amazed that they never set the house on fire.
Right. So needless to say, none of them are house painters now. But
No.
well, we would love to know what you're up to this weekend. Do you have any projects going on, or any of them tedious or half done? So
We're not even started. You just don't even want to go look at it.
but we love you. We hope you have a really great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye-bye.